All right, so I'm joined today with Open. He's a young artist that just put out a project, and he's gonna start by just sharing a little bit about himself and how he got started with music.
Yeah, so my name is Corbin Myers. I grew up in Arizona, Phoenix. My artist name is Open, the zero because Open with the O was already taken. Um, and I don't know, I grew up in the church and started music mainly like NF and like just writing stuff, Eminem, like got into lyrics and then I started like putting out music, like actually recording and stuff like that. Um, yeah, that's about it.
And how long ago was that?
Man, I'm like a baby in the game. Like I've only been doing it for like a year, maybe a year and a half, like not that long.
Okay, but you've already put
Yeah.
out a decent amount of stuff because I know you sent me your latest project, Lost, and then I there was actually like a couple others that I found on Spotify. So
I put yeah. And then my most recent one, which actually for some reason didn't go on Spotify, but it went on everything else called Almost, which was my best by far, but it what didn't go on Spotify. I don't know why, but
oh, okay, yeah, I'll have to look into that. I Most of my listening comes through Spotify, so I didn't even realize there was a more
that's
recent
that.
one. When did that come out? Was that
It was last month on like the 15th or something around there sometime.
okay?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
what is you must have like a pretty busy schedule with recording and stuff, just with only been a year and it's already multiple projects. What is that like?
I'm in the studio just all the time. Like I can't afford studio time, so I've had to like slowly build up my own studio, just stuff like that. So I'm like able to go to the studio because it's in my room just all the time. So I'm in there like I don't know, like 5 hours a day, just like or if I'm not in there, I'm writing or doing something music related. But
Awesome. Do
yeah,
you what like was there an artist specifically that you knew in person that kind of brought your attention to like start making music, or what drew you
like
to?
that I actually know or like one that
Yeah,
listens. Yeah, you interviewed him,
andradece.
andradece.
Yeah, I just saw that you followed him, and I was like, I bet you he actually knows him because I know he's in Arizona.
He's been helping me a ton. I would not be where I'm at without him right now. Um, yeah, for sure.
That's super cool. How do you know him?
My dad, he's a pastor at Pella Communities, and like he goes to the church. So then, when I wanted to start making music, I like got his phone number. I reached out to him to like help me figure out everything. Yeah,
That's awesome. Yeah, he's super good dude. I mean, I had a great time interviewing him.
yeah.
He just put out a song I really like too called What Could You Possibly Offer Me? I really like that one. I mean, he's been putting out good music for a while. And I kind of got that vibe a little bit from your music too, the NF, the andradece. That's cool.
Yeah, dark style.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dark style, good stuff. Um, what are some ways you stay motivated with such a busy schedule of recording, and school obviously is a lot too.
Yeah, still in school, sadly. Just like even when I'm at school, I'll be writing. I just like making music. Like I like writing lyrics, doing all that. So like I don't know. If something's going on in my life, I'm gonna write it down, and it's just like that's what's keeping me motivated. Just life, I guess. Just whatever happens. I write that down. Yeah,
Yeah.
just find time.
What are some of your thoughts on like the AI landscape right now with music and all this stuff coming out? This is the first time I've actually had an interview since this all kind of became more of
Yeah, for sure.
a situation, I guess, where everyone's putting out stuff and making stuff that isn't necessarily them making it.
It's AI is weird, man. Like I don't know how it does it. Like the main ones I've seen is like stuff with Drake AI. Like that's the main one. People, which there's like stupid videos with that, just like weird stuff. Um, but I don't like necessarily like it because if an artist doesn't want to make music anymore, or like they could still be putting out stuff, but like they aren't putting in the effort. That's a like that's like the same thing I think for like mumble. I don't necessarily like mumble rap because I feel like it doesn't take as much effort. I think the same thing for AI. It's like it's not taking you're not putting in the effort. I don't think any artists are like actually doing that right now, but I think eventually it could like get to that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
my like I guess when it first came out, my take was kind of like this is gonna ruin like the
Yeah.
individual artistry stuff. And then the more stuff that comes out with it, it kind of seems like it's more focused into like the radio hit type stuff. So it's like very generic lyrics and stuff. So I feel like in some ways the like more original stuff that's more like to the
Yeah,
artist will stand out still, but I'm curious to see what
yeah,
happens with all that.
yeah. I got you.
So what else do you like to do in your free time outside of music? Is music?
Yeah, I've played basketball my whole life. Just yeah, doing that. I like recently got into lifting, so I started lifting, and then just like talking to God all the time. Just reading my Bible and whatever.
That's cool.
Yeah,
Good
yeah.
stuff. What are some of your plans for the rest of the year as far as music goes with everything?
Next I want to put out a single because the album, like I'm trying to for the albums, it takes like I'm trying to put out something monthly, and when I'm doing an album, it takes a lot of time to do one song, but it's not as good quality if I'm putting out a bunch. So trying to do like quality over quantity right now, like starting now. So I'm probably gonna put out like a single with the best quality I can do, because that's the main thing I'm struggling with is like mixing and mastering, which I'm not because I'm like learning that still.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, yeah,
That's so you going through, is that a lot of stuff with Chase or is that a lot of
yeah.
just looking up
That's
stuff on your own, or what's your process like for that? Because that's, yeah, that's a lot of work, like making beats and
well, yeah, it's kind of both. For beats, I saved up enough money to get Logic Pro because I'm on Mac. And then I've been like learning to make beats. The next song I'm putting out is the first time I'm using like my own beat. Uh but beat I like when I first started I didn't get it. Like that's the whole point of music though, like slowly starting to get stuff. And then for mixing and mastering, like going on calls and stuff, if I need help or like looking up stuff on YouTube, just whatever resources I could get to try to figure out as fast as I can.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's awesome. So who are some of the artists, I guess, outside of like NF and
Mhm.
andradece that you listen to a lot and you feel like you've,
Yeah. The first like rapper I ever listened to was Andy Mineo. I don't know if you know who that is, but he was like the first rapper I listened to. So uh he he kind of inspired me a lot before like I got into NF and stuff. Um and then like Eminem, obviously greatest rapper alive in my opinion. And like I try not to listen to like a bunch of like the mainstream stuff, which it's like it's not it's their music is good. It's just I don't like all the like cussing, like what they're talking about, because I'm trying to keep my head straight. But like J. Cole, Kendrick, they're all like really, really good at just like making lyrics and like in-depth music.
is that something you've always been focused with, trying to like keep the noise out and stick with your
Yeah.
faith, or is that kind of more recent?
Yeah, I'm like more of like kept to myself. Like that's just like introverted kind of. So it wasn't like that hard to not stay with the mainstream stuff because I'm always like at school just like different like Christian white rapping. It's all like and the school that I go to, it's out in Maryville in Arizona. And it's just like none of them are white, so I'm just like the only I don't know, which isn't a bad thing, but just
Kind of on your
always
own.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Have you like performed with school stuff, or have you kind of just kept it all on the DL?
I've tried to tell as much people as I can. Our school is like super small, so we haven't done like talent shows. If they did, I would for sure try to perform some, but they haven't done anything like that because we're just so small.
Yeah. That's, do you think once you have more stuff, that's a route you want to go, is performing? Because I know that some people are more like
Yeah,
bored and not necessarily as much perform.
yeah. That's like the only reason. That's like the main reason I would want to get big because just like performing looks so fun. Like I'm going to the NF concert on the 4th. And just like I've watched like him perform, just like I don't know, it just looks fun to be on stage with like all the people that like your music and enjoy it and stuff. And yeah, just performing looks really fun.
Yeah, he's kind of interesting too, because I know he's someone who, I mean, I'm not as, I haven't watched a lot of like recent interviews with him and stuff, but I know for at least at one point he wasn't super into like performing and stuff. He kind of just liked the music, and then was like
Yeah,
kind of like
yeah,
didn't
yeah,
like the human interaction as much. It was kind of interesting.
yeah, for sure. Yeah.
So what's plans as far as um navigating like the rest of this year outside of that the single a month? Like, is there stuff down, stuff like, is it just gonna be single a month, or is it gonna
Yeah.
be like a theme you're going for, or is there?
Um, I'm not like I don't usually plan stuff ahead, which I probably should. I'm just like I kind of just do it, you know. But I do really like putting out albums because I feel like you can like tie stuff together. And for singles, it's kind of like they're just on their own. Which you could tie singles together, but I feel like it's easier to do that with albums. But I think yeah, I'll probably do singles for a little bit and then try to put out a couple albums once I got like my quality like good like down and stuff like mixing and all that figured out.
Yeah. What's like go-to morning routine?
Um, get up, do a little devotional, and I have or right now not technically because like we're fostering, but I have